Hey guys, in this video I want to show you how to use our new magnetic bracelet closures. So we're going to be making a really simple bracelet with what's called the eternity knot. All you need for this project is a couple feet of paracord, so it's a great way to use up some scraps. You also need some craft glue, and also scissors and a lighter. Let's dive right in. So to start off, all we need is our paracord, so we can set everything else aside. So to start making our eternity knot, we want to leave a couple inches of cord on one end. That's going to turn into the bracelet portion. And then we're going to take our working end here and make a loop over the top of the other end of the cord. So this cord is going on top right now. Then we want to fold over our cord and bring that loop here, this bend or bite, up through that loop. Then you can pull on this left cord and tighten that down a little bit. We don't need to go all the way yet. Then we're going to take our working end and put it up through that loop. We'll leave some slack over here because we need to twist this in half once upwards. Hold that with my fingers here as we grab our working end again and bring it down through that twisted loop. You kind of pull it gently to tighten. And now we need to get rid of all this slack in the middle, so we'll just shift it to one side. Kind of follow that cord through until it comes out one end. When you tighten it down all the way, you should be left with this little decorative knot here. All right, now that our knot is done, we can go ahead and glue it into our clasp. So we'll bring out our glue, and our scissors, and the rest of our supplies. Because this isn't an adjustable clasp, we need to get the size exactly right before we glue it in. So to size it up, go ahead and put it on your wrist. Make sure that the knot is in the center on the back of your wrist, and then take one side, mark the spot where it's kind of meeting the middle of your wrist, and cut that end off. Then we just want to barely mount the end of our cord, and then kind of roll it in our fingers so that the melt mark isn't any wider than the rest of the cord. We don't need to melt it down all the way. Glue is actually going to stick better to the fibrous paracord than if it was melted into solid plastic. So let's glue that first end in first before we cut our other end. That way we can size it up better to make that final cut. So I'm gonna lay some paper down here so we don't get glue on our mat. Before we add our glue, we want to test to make sure our paracord actually fits into the clasp. So take your melted end and just test it out. That should be good. So now we'll add our glue. It doesn't need very much. So we'll just put a tiny dab inside of our clasp. Put the lid back on if it's fast drying glue. And then put that end back in there. Once you have it in, just kind of spin it around a couple times so you coat your paracord evenly. We'll give that a couple seconds to dry. All right, now that one is dry, we'll move on to the next end. I'm gonna put it back on my wrist and just line up where we'd want that cut to be. So we want to cut it about in the middle of the clasp. So I'm gonna mark the spot with my fingernail there and make that cut. And again, melt it down and test it out before you add the glue. We'll add our glue to the other side of the clasp. And then push that in. Make sure it's pushed in all the way and then go ahead and twist it a couple times. Make sure that the final place that it rests, that there's no twists in the actual bracelet, so that your clasp can line up. We'll give that a couple seconds to dry as well. There we go, our glue is all dry. If your knot didn't end up exactly across from your clasp, that's okay. You can kind of slide the cord through and adjust that now. Otherwise, we're set to go. This clasp, as I said, it's magnetic, and it also does have a little locking feature so that it won't automatically pull out. So this is the gold finish. We also have 3 other finishes. There's the bright shiny chrome or silver, antique bronze, and the gunmetal. Those are new in our store, so go ahead and check them out. We'll put a link to those in the description. We'll also put a link to where you can buy Paracord to do this bracelet for yourself. Hope you guys enjoyed this one. Subscribe if you want to see more. If you're new to this channel, stick around. We put out videos twice a week on stuff like knotting, paracord, and macrame. If you enjoyed this video, leave us a like. Otherwise, thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.